can't wait to hear the answers to this question because I truly don't know the answer for myself. James Jones, talk to me, man.
You're coming to me first.
I ain't got no choice, man. I ain't got no choice. Wake up. Who needs to win more, Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson?
Lamar. Lamar needs to win more. Lamar is chasing what Russell Wilson has already done. Lamar needs the 2 seed because right now that's what they're looking at. The Kansas City Chiefs is 9-0 and they beat you. So Lamar Jackson needs the 2 seed. Lamar Jackson needs to get to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson is chasing a 3rd MVP. Lamar Jackson is 1-3 versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, or is it 1-4?
1-3.
1-3 versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is crazy. Lamar Jackson has 0 rushing touchdowns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin knows how to play Lamar Jackson. Yeah, when they told me, I'm like, you lying.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, that's what he does. Lamar Jackson in 4 games has 0 rushing touchdowns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he only has beaten them once. We know how dominant Lamar Jackson is versus the rest of the National Football League. That's NFC and AFC. This means more to Lamar Jackson. He's chasing to get to his first Super Bowl. Russ has been to 2 and won 1. He's chasing to get that number 2 seed because it don't look like the Kansas City Chiefs going to lose more than 3 games. He needs to accomplish that. And not only that, he needs to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They cannot be in your division and you be 1-3 against them. He needs to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. So for me, it's Lamar Jackson. He needs this win more.
Chase, talk to me.
Well, I had something, and then you're making me.
Yeah.
That's a good argument. Is that a good argument?
Very good. You need
Pretty good. Get that out of here. I'm going Russell Wilson. Look, I was on the Justin Fields train from the beginning.
Yes.
And I didn't really, I didn't trust Mike Tomlin's decision to go to Russ. And all Russ has done now, he's won 3 straight. They won 4 in a row. They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL, you would say. But specifically for me, when I look at Russ, still, even though he's won 3 straight as a starter, he's still got that stink on him from the last 2 years in Denver, in my opinion. Okay. Just like what he was able to do, and I don't know if it was the offense, I don't know if it was Sean Payton, I don't know if it's anything. Like, he's going to the Hall of Fame. I truly believe that. He's got a ship. But for him to just take those 2 years and just put it behind him, and to go this year, you get named the starter, and then the phantom calf injury, which was crazy. Like, I don't know if, like, he was hurt for sure, but then they bench him, and then you go out and do this. Like, this is a lot bigger game for Russ than a lot of people think, because if he wins this game against a really quality opponent, I think you got to sign him to a new contract. I think you got to make him a franchise.
That is.
And how many more times do you have to understand, like, Russ is showing you that he's not washed. And the Steelers have this dumb rule of not doing contracts ever during the season. Well, guess what? If Russell Wilson keeps playing the way he's playing, the price is only going to go up. So, in my opinion, if you're starting 4-0 with Russ, he's proven to you that he's the next quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers for a few years to come because he keeps his body in good shape. That's what he's playing for, in my opinion.
That's well said.
My brother.
Don't leave your dog.
Oh, let's go.
That's well said. That's well said.
You don't really talk like that a lot, but that's that.
Look, I'll say it's Lamar and the Ravens, but I don't disagree with anything Chase said. That was freaking brilliant. For me, it's Lamar and the Ravens because oftentimes in life we get so caught up in sizzle that we forget something lacks substance. Like, we get so caught up in the glitz and glamour of something that you realize, like, oh, wait a second. Are those diamonds or are those CZs?
What is CZ?
Human deserving. You know what I mean? Like,
You don't even know what they are. That's how you got money. That's how you know you got money.
I don't got diamonds. That's how I don't know. What is it again?
Zirconia. It's fake diamonds.
No, what did you call them, though?
CZs. CZs, right? Like,
come on, man.
Where I'm at with the Ravens, and maybe y'all will hear me on this, are the Ravens diamonds or are they CZs?
CZs. Oh,
because keep in mind, if the Ravens lose this game, they will have 4 losses. 4 losses. We could come to the show on Monday and find 8 teams with better records than the Baltimore Ravens if the Ravens lose on Sunday.
Waste Lamar's season.
Like, in what world can you have 4 losses and we be talking about y'all like the most prolific offense in Ravens history? Yeah. And you got 4 losses, including losses to the Browns and to the Raiders. So really, for me, Lamar has to win this game because are you Diamond or you CZ? Like, how legit are you? There's not a world where you can have 4 losses, be the 9th best team in the National Football League by record, and we're talking about you like a top 2 or top 3 team. That's terrible math. So for me, I'm going to go Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
You say I like graphics?
CZ.
Hey, he low-key is using a lot of graphics lately.
I ain't called it out.
You didn't have to. You had
I didn't know that one was in the joint.
We need to talk about him.
He do be on them graphics too.
Lamar needs to win this game for a lot of what you said. You lose to the Cleveland Browns. You lose to the Las Vegas Raiders. You lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lamar Jackson may not win the MVP.
Facts.
What MVP because if they lose, they probably gonna lose another one. What MVP we know his team has lost 5 games. But this version of Lamar Jackson, the Steelers have never played this version of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that is true.
They have never played this version. We've never seen this version of Lamar Jackson.
That's a good point.
And so they facing a Lamar that they've never faced before.
Yeah.
We are seeing a Lamar that we've never seen before. And so for me, this win is going to mean something to Lamar Jackson because this is the best football he's ever played.
Yeah.
He can run it. He can throw it. And he's throwing it to guys. It ain't just Mark Andrews. It's Mark Andrews. It's Zay Flowers. It's Bateman.
Yep.
It's about to be Deontay Johnson. And so he can beat you in so many ways. And the so many ways are ways that we've never seen before. Lamar needs this.
I think Acho just created a segment, though.
What's that?
Is it diamonds or is it CZ?
You didn't even know the top 5 overall pick, Anthony Richardson. He was just benched 2 weeks ago. He's gotten a starting job back. James, I'm going to you. You're Rodgers' former teammate.
Yeah.
Who is more pressure on this weekend? Is it Rodgers or is it Richardson?
Hey, man, I just was like, my day was going up. My day was going up, man. And you had to bring my dog Aaron into the show. My dog Aaron ain't playing well right now. He got to get it together.
Yeah.
So for me, it's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is still playing right now. Aaron Rodgers is still adding to his Hall of Fame career. Right now, he ain't adding too much to it. Aaron Rodgers has to ball out for the New York Jets. He has to. They just laid an egg last week. He has to show up, and he has to ball out. Anthony Richardson, if he goes out here and plays average, we're going to be talking about Anthony Richardson. We're going to be saying, man, he looked better. He looked a little better. He's a super young player. Aaron Rodgers has more to prove in this situation, man.
Really?
Yeah.
More pressure Sunday. It has to be Anthony Richardson, in my opinion, because he just got benched for 2 games because we thought it was for bad play, but now we were just seeing it's for a timeout because he tapped his head. So this is a huge game for a lot of reasons. One, look, the dude's only played 10 games. This is his 11th career start. 2, it's against a really good Jets defense. I say really good. They're a good team. They do a lot on defense to put you in stressful situations as a young quarterback. But 3, go prove to your teammates and most importantly yourself that you can handle the pressure, man. Because everyone, including us, we talked about you a lot. Yeah. I was tired of talking about you, bro. Yeah. I didn't want to talk about you, Pat. Yet, honestly, I was a fan of you going into the year, and then you go out and you complete 44% of your passes. You tap out. Like, I just hate seeing it, man. Like, for me, this is pressure because not only is he playing for himself, but he's playing for the organization. Like, I can't sit here and say that the GM, who I like a lot, Chris Ballard, and I'm friends with him. Like, I don't know if he has a job next year because of this situation, the way they handled it. And quite frankly, if the Colts don't win a lot of games, I don't know if Shane Steichen has a job next year. So there's a lot of pressure, not only yourself, but the entire building. There's jobs on the line.
I'm going to give one of them, like, out there.
Okay, throw it out there.
I'm going to give one of them out there conversations. Just today, just now. Anthony Richardson has more pressure on him this weekend because more people now than ever are rooting for him because now there is this figurative, oppressive force trying to hold him back. Anytime there's like some oppressive story, now people just root for you to overcome. Think about it. Like, Shady has argued incessantly for Anthony Richardson because he's being held back. We don't know if Shady's that big a fan of Anthony Richardson, but he just don't like people being held back. The Colts have been holding Anthony Richardson back. They benched him after 2 weeks. So now, Anthony, you got fans you never had before. Because they're not even necessarily fans of you, Anthony Richardson. They're fans of an overcomer story. It happens all the time in sports, right? Somebody gets suspended for something, somebody gets fined for something, somebody gets injured, and people might not necessarily be a fan of you, but they're a fan of the overcomer story because we want to root for overcomers. Anthony Richardson has more fans now than he's ever had in sports, because even if you're not a fan of his game, you're a fan of the fact that the Colts, who benched this top 5 pick unnecessarily, aren't giving him a chance, and now he has a chance again.
That's not that out there.
It isn't, but it's just a big thought, it's a big take. I think Anthony Richardson got more pressure, T, because now he has more fans. People who aren't even fans of Anthony Richardson, but they're fans of the overcomer, they're rooting for him. People who weren't even watching Colts games, but now they're trying to watch the overcomer story, they're rooting for him. They want to see, how does this story end? Because now you got an antagonist. You got an antagonist in Shane Steichen. You got an antagonist in Chris Ballard, GM. You got an antagonist in Jim Irsay, the owner. And you got the protagonist, you got the hero story in Anthony Richardson. Everybody loves that hero story. How will it end? Will the hero actually win? I think more pressure on Anthony Richardson, because now he's the protagonist. People love to cheer on the hero. Aaron Rodgers will always and forever be the antagonist. He's the villain. He's just made himself out to be the villain. More pressure to me on AR.
One guy.
Which one?
Has run his race. Another guy's just starting his race.
Yeah.
And so Aaron Rodgers has run his race.
Race ain't over yet, though.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers has run his race. Anthony Richardson is just starting his race. He needs to prove to himself, the locker room, and the organization that he can be the guy they expected him to be. Yeah. And you're just starting your race, because you start your race, false start. Okay, now you get it. We got to restart.
False start, disqualified.
Yeah, it's a false start, because now he's getting another chance at this. He has to make sure that this restart, he's ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's what he's trying to do. So he has this pressure. He has to prove it to himself. Yeah. That locker room. If you don't got the locker room, it's hard. You have to have the locker room behind you. That locker room has to believe in you. Part of the reason he got benched was because of the locker room. Yeah. That was a big part of the reason. So for me, it's 100% Anthony Richardson, because his race is just starting.
And I want to ask all three of y'all a question. What does it look like for Anthony Richardson? Like, what does the success look like for him? Like, what does he have to do this week for us to say
growth?
Success?
I don't think stats. I honestly don't think stats matter. I think it's growth. I think it's how you handle your teammates. I think it's how you handle the post game. Are you doing that? Are you doing this? Like, you want to play better.
Stats,
no, I get it. He's got to throw better than 44%. Let's just throw it out.
Yeah.
But you got to show the organization that there's steps that from the benching, it made you better in some aspects of your game. Or what are we benching you for? What are you our starting quarterback?
Don't got to win?
No.
I don't care. I don't care.
To me, can you look like an NFL quarterback?
That's the key right there.
And what I mean by that is,
key.
when I played at Texas, there was a standard. There was a standard to what you were like. I vividly remember there was a linebacker, Chase. We were doing stadiums inside DKR. DKR can hold, I think, 108,000 people. In stadiums, you go to the upper deck, and you hit every single step. Then you walk, you go down, you hit every single step. You walk, you go down, you hit every single step. You walk, you go down, you hit every single step. It's one of our hardest workouts that we ever did. There was a linebacker on my team who was walking and holding the handrail. And so as me and Keenan Robinson, we'd go on to play in the league. Jordan Hicks still in the league. We hitting it. We here with it. We here with it. We here with it. This other dude is.
Yeah.
He didn't look like a linebacker at Texas. I went up to Coach Mack Brown and said, "Hey, Coach, we can't win with this." I don't care about tackling. I don't care about drops. I don't care about butt pressing and shedding. I don't care about can he get off blocks. I don't care about can he read cover 3. I don't care about can he guard a running back man-to-man. You do not look like the standard here at Texas. So Anthony Richardson, just look like the standard of an NFL quarterback. Like Chase has brilliantly said, look like the standard. Do you have to win? Not necessarily, but you can't tap out.
Yeah.
You can't cower. You can't look incompetent. Just look like the standard, and we can talk about everything else on Monday morning.
It has to look the part, be the part.
You want it all. Yeah.
You have to show everybody, okay, he our quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
That's what you got to show. Now we can work with this. Now Shane Steichen can keep his job. Now Chris Ballard can keep his job. You might be playing for other people's jobs, including your own.
He is.
Yeah, that's incredibly well said. Well, what up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.